Hello, Sheila.
Hiya,
No,
Laura.
it's a long time. Thank you so much for finding time to fit in this conversation with me.
You're welcome.
As you know anyway, and how we met, I guess, you know that this topic is very close to my heart, and I know it's close to your heart as well. So we have Global Wellbeing Week running from the 21st to the 30th of June. And I just thought it would be a great idea to have conversations with those people that I know and care about well-being and about how that fits in with the context of their lives. And it's an opportunity for those watching to reflect and think about well-being from their perspective, and to see if there's anything else that they need to be focusing on. So thank you so much.
Welcome.
So that people know a little bit about you, Sheila, do you want to share a bit about yourself?
I'm Asian background, Indian to be proud. I met Laura at a pain management clinic through Royal National Orthopedic Hospital some 8-9 years ago. And I sort of suffer from osteoarthritis together with rheumatoid arthritis. I'm really partly retired really now, have a grandchild, and I just love going out and about and being with people, doing things. I just like to be active, assisting wherever I can, and when my pain doesn't let me, it irritates me kind of, but I manage.
Always with a smile on your face as well, Sheila.
You have to.
That's what I always remember about you and our time together during that period. So, okay, let's start off with that big question then. What does well-being mean to you?
It's to be with yourself, really, mentally as well as physically, with a peace. And I've learned a lot during last year in lockdown, because there was a lot more time not working or anybody sort of interruptions. I did a lot of meditations and yoga, having time myself. And peace of mind actually does have a lot to do with your self being well as well, which I didn't realize in working and running around for. Sometimes I think unnecessarily I was running around because I wasn't sort of thinking of myself. I was always thinking of others. And I put myself last, and I think that was what I actually have been doing wrong, and I do still do it wrong. But then I sort of get reminder myself, nope, you've got to think of yourself and have half an hour for yourself. So when you're well and happy, you can achieve a lot more. And life is just too short to be miserable, is the way I look at it. And have a gratitude for what you have, because you'll find always somebody who doesn't have half of the stuff you don't have. So always being grateful to Almighty for everything He's given you. And He's always testing you to see how far you go, as far as I can see, because He's always carrying you in His sort of lotus hands. Although you go through lots of ups and downs, you learn a lot, is the way I look at it.
Yeah, you certainly do. And you know that what you say there, He's always testing you. We are constantly being challenged, aren't we? Constantly being tested. So you spoke there about the certainly pre-COVID, you found that you were running around a lot. There was a lot of work. There was, again, you're always the first person to think of other people and kind of be there on hand for them, whatever they need. And so I can really understand that kind of not thinking of yourself, it's not the natural thing for you, I think, and for many people, is to think of others. And it can feel quite, for want of a better word, selfish to be putting our needs first, can't it?
That's it, yeah. And I was always sort of very cautious that not to be selfish in a sense. But now I sort of think, nope, if I'm not well, how am I going to help somebody else?
Absolutely.
So I've started looking after myself first now. In a sense, there are certain times I'll say, nope, I will not do this. Let me get myself first, and then I will come and help you. So I'm slowly learning to look after myself is the answer, because I don't like anybody looking after me either.
Right.
So I don't want to be in a state where somebody has to do things for me. And that I learned when I had real bad flare-up last year of my rheumatoid arthritis. I couldn't even get out of bed. So my husband used to give me everything, and I thought, nope, this is not the life. You've got to get back on your feet. And I started putting myself like half an hour, and I'm loving it. Really and truly loving it.
That takes a lot, doesn't it? That takes a lot. And I wonder how that's been for your family and friends, because that's the behaviour change.
Yes.
And when we change our behaviour, even if it's very subtly at first, if our family, friends, even work colleagues, whoever, they're used to this behaviour and suddenly there's a change. Often people don't like that.
They don't like it, but they're slowly coming to terms, because they still expect that, I will drop and come. And I said, no, let me do my prayers or my exercise, or I need time for myself. You get on with it, and then I'll come and join you. So yes, it is challenging, but I think they're slowly changing, all of them.
Good. Yeah, that's brilliant.
I had to take a positive turn there.
Yeah. Well, my belief, Sheila, is that no one's going to do it for us. Even very well-meaning family and friends who care deeply for us, and they might do their best to try to make us take time for ourselves. But if instead we put ourselves at the top of that priority, we won't do it, will we? So we have that internal shift and that change.
Yes. And I have to say that my daughters actually really got me there, because they kept on saying, Mum, you've got to look after yourself. Forget everybody else. And I also had one of the doctors who said, if you're not looking after yourself, how are you going to look after others? So I had few people telling me, and then I just took it aboard, saying, nope, enough is enough. I'm going to put myself first. I am number one. Everybody else comes after.
Well done, Sheila. Well, you should. Really should. Okay, let's talk about then the last year and how your well-being has been impacted. We just before we started recording, we had I had a little bit of an insight into that, but just share for those that are watching and for me how that the last kind of 18 months has impacted on your well-being.
Well, it started off very nicely. In the beginning, I was a little upset, because when you are outgoing person and always active, to be indoor and not go outside or meet anybody, it took, I was a bit sad and taken back. Because I'm on injections now, my immunity is actually compressed. So I was counted as one of the vulnerable list. So I was not allowed to go out, full stop.
Okay.
Occasionally I used to go out for a walk, but again, very little. So it took I would say about a month or so to get used to it. But then the lovely Zoom came in a picture. And I was doing all sorts of activities, including yoga exercises and my meditation group and all sorts. So obviously I got chopped up there. And obviously video calls on WhatsApps and everything. Technology, I think, has helped me a lot. Being able to communicate and seeing each other. And then slowly, when I sort of said, nope, I got to look after myself, I went into I always wanted to know who I am and why I'm here. And I'm slowly getting there. So I really enjoyed the time. I think God has given me a gift with this time.
Okay.
And I'm not there at all. I would say I'm only about 10%, but I'm actually trying to go inwards now, and try and see, how far I can go with meditation. And I have lots of my gurus and, family, friends, and everybody helping me there. So I'm pre-COVID, obviously, you are always out and about working, office, trying to balance with the family life. And we are actually 4 generations now in the one household. In a sense, I have mother-in-law. It's me and my husband. I got my son and daughter-in-law, and we got little Angel born last year, little granddaughter. So obviously with the generation gap, you always have, complex. But no, we lovingly, staying together. We have our, differences, but, God is great, and we sort things out. But it's lovely to, be in one family. So you're always with somebody as well, kind of. This is it. I'm trying to change myself slowly.
So I think we've kind of started talking about this now, actually, Shila, where you say that you're going inwards and you're learning about yourself, who you are, why you're here. My question about what helps you to be a well-being, I think you've already given nuggets of this. You mentioned about gratitude, about taking time for yourself, about, during the pandemic, the yoga, meditation being very important, spending time with your grandchild, keeping connected. So all of those things I'm kind of picking up that they help. Is there anything else?
Yes. Having your diet well balanced, I think, and exercise is another issue I think plays a role with the well-being. I'm a vegetarian, and always had a sort of balanced diet, but I was eating wrong timing or in a rush, like on a go. I think that did impact quite a lot. Now that I sit down and sort of have a set timings and not too late in the evening, has actually helped. Because before I was always on the go, eating whatever. Now I actually properly cook the vegetables or lentils and things like that. I eat a fair amount of soya products as well. And for the mornings, we have a fenugreek seeds like soaked overnight, chia seeds, almonds, and things like I could soak it overnight and have it in the morning. And cumin seeds, and that I think has helped me quite a lot, trying to detox myself as well as lifting my moods actually.
Wow. So when you say, is it that whole diet where you've noticed that significant improvement, or is it most that breakfast and getting that really good, the nuts and the seeds in? Sorry,
No, I think it's actually getting nuts and seeds in the morning, because before I never used to eat anything, and I was always on the way out, like having tea and out, or a water and out.
Yeah.
And like first bite I would have about 11 o'clock in the office, something grabbing. So I don't know what happened, but I did let myself down quite a lot, I must admit, putting others first. But having these things in the morning, like relaxing first thing in the morning while I'm still in bed, has given me time for myself, and it's given nourishment to my body, I think.
Yeah.
And again, I've learned half of it, like watching videos of others online, like on Facebooks and things, certain things I've read, and it has actually helped me quite a lot. I feel very happy and contented kind of person, and light a little bit. Although I've not lost weight, but I feel good, energetic.
How lovely to hear.
Yeah.
So hold on 1 second. I had the door open, and
okay.
I love the sound of rain, but the rain has got so heavy it's been coming in the door.
Coming in.
I better go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the diet and exercise, and it's really there's so much information out there, isn't there? That sometimes it can be quite overwhelming, and we can feel bombarded with all of this information and where to look for. And sometimes there's personal recommendations, with this opening up of over the last God knows how many years of online, there's so much more access that we have to these things. And how have you been guided to find the things that work for you, I guess, because there's so much, isn't there?
There is so much. So what I've been doing is actually taking things for the first week and then seeing what changes I can feel myself.
Right.
For instance, turmeric is another one I didn't say, but that has helped with my inflammation quite a lot. So I take fresh turmeric every morning with the black pepper.
Haven't you? Yeah.
Yes. So I've noticed that my inflammation is actually more controlled now. So yeah, it was like, some of the herbs, because in Asia we use it every day, kind of in cooking and stuff. So some of the stuff I knew it myself from my grandparents, and others online, I would look at the reviews and then try out.
Right.
Chia seeds and nuts, I looked on the line and thought, okay, there's nothing to lose, let's try it. And to be honest, when I have my sort of nuts and seeds, I don't even feel hungry. I don't have breakfast. I don't even feel it, because it energizes me so much with all those nutrition that I just have a lunch then. Because it's given you your own time, so you feel peaceful as well. So I think it's being happy, in a sense. Self-controlled is the word I would probably use there. Okay. And contented has a lot to do with your inner moods. So yeah. And also I talk to friends, who's got like yourself, as well as few others, work colleagues and things. So that also helps me out. If I'm say feeling low, I would pick up a phone and speak to somebody to get myself chirped up, or family. So I think liaising with somebody else or confiding also helps, outside the household, kind of, who would understand you better.
Yeah, that really resonates. With me. There's something about speaking it out loud that almost is cleansing in itself. because often when we speak what is going on for us, it unlocks and allows the emotion to come up, whatever the emotion is. And
it is.
It's subtle, or it might be something a little bit more powerful. But that is almost I find that a great antidote. Part of that is knowing what we need in the moment, though, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
And we can only get that when we tune in to ourselves.
That's it.
We won't know what we need, and
no.
Not do that. So.
Okay. And before I the other thing I've learned a lot is letting go of past.
Okay.
So I was always holding on to the past, like, remember this happened and that happened, and letting myself really low. Now I've sort of thought, nope, past is past. Today is my day.
Right.
Forget tomorrow, because I don't know where tomorrow is gonna come. So letting go is another thing I've learned during this 18 months.
Okay. Before we move on to the next question, it sounds so simple, doesn't it? Just let go.
It sounds simple, but it's very hard to master, but I have mastered it somehow.
How did you go about doing that? Because it must have been a gradual process, because part of this is about changing the brain chemistry, isn't it? It's about it's changing things internally in us, in the body. How did you?
I actually started reading Bhagavad Gita, which actually explains everything. Also, lots of sort of I've been listening to meditations and other for well-beings, and slowly I changed myself, and I'm so happy that I actually learned that life is just, I mean, I always said it, but I never did it myself. But now I feel so glad that I understood the meaning, that yes, it is too short, and you've got to enjoy it every single moment you have of beautiful life you've been created for. I really feel happy that I've been, had a time to look at everything online and sort of getting the grips of things. But meditation mainly has helped me a lot. Yeah.
So with all of this, Shila, and it all sounds absolutely wonderful, and we have life, don't we? The reality, stuff gets in the way. So what for you gets in the way, if anything, of you taking care of your well-being and doing some or all of stuff?
Sometimes I feel that I should be doing a lot more. Especially there's so many unfortunate children out there, or families, and I feel, why can't there be a peace in the world? Especially there's so many extremely rich people out there who just leave everything behind and go, and yet very poor who don't even have a simple food for themselves. It always makes me wonder why there is so much gap between the two. And I've never understood it, why. I'm still trying to find why so much differences. But they say you reap what you sow, and I'm thinking, okay, is this really true or not? So I'm still finding some questions. But that really upsets me, I must admit.
And sorry, Shila, carry on.
So I'm trying to help, but then it's only so much one can do. When you get together, few more can do, but there's so much in the world. I don't know how one can try and get things together, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I really do. Yeah. And for me, it just comes up again, this feeling of overwhelm, that when you are a caring, empathic, compassionate individual who sees all of this in the world, it can feel quite hopeless, can't it? And I notice I get like that from time to time. So when you say, you know, you get really emotional with it, what helps you then? What helps you to get back to being grounded, I suppose?
It takes a few days actually, and then I have to sort of come back again. Okay, maybe it is true that, you know, you sow what you reap, and then it's hard to explain, but it takes me quite a while to get back. Say, okay, no, you know, you helped as much as you can, and hopefully somebody else will come and help the others, and sort of hoping that yes, one day they will find their own inner strength or whatever. And there are times I don't even, like, you know, during pandemic, when it was really bad, I would shut myself with the social media. In a sense, I didn't like watching news, nothing, because it really, really upsetted me. So yeah, it is difficult to control, but I don't know why people are more selfish these days, and I really feel it, that why have people become selfish and not thinking of others, and why do they want more than what they really need? It's one thing I've never understood.
Yeah, I often wonder whether our view of the world is skewed through the news and through the social media and through certainly as well perhaps our state of mind. I won't talk collectively, I'll talk about me. I know when I am in a lower mood and feeling quite dissatisfied or upset, then I find it difficult to find the good. It comes back to me, and again, I don't know whether it's perception. You know, your view is that. I think I have a slightly different view. I think there is as much good, if not, there's more good in the world. There's more wonderful people. And I think a lot of people have been in survival mode over the last 18 months and very much focused on me, my family, kind of, you know, not everyone at all, but so there's something about that human nature where we do that, and there will always be people who are not of that way inclined to help others, you know, which is the sad, I guess, that, you know, it's sad, isn't it?
It is sad, I feel. But then, you know, I guess, yeah, as you said, everybody's trying to help each other, but we still need, there are a lot more people, I think, need help. And if it can be open with, you know, who's got ability to do it, it would be great to see everybody equal. Would be wonderful, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for sharing everything that you've shared so far, Shila. I'm gonna move on to ask you to share what advice you've got for somebody who perhaps they might have had or be in a similar situation where they're experiencing chronic pain. Perhaps they're looking for, you know, something else to enhance their well-being. What would you like to share?
first thing, you've got to have positive attitude. I think it has a lot to do with having positive, saying no, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Always be happy with what you have. Okay, I'm not really gonna, as I said to you earlier, I do feel that my body is not what I should have. In a sense, I've gained quite a bit of weight during my last year, but I'm coming to the terms with the body. But being happy with yourself is number one, I think. And being active is secondly, I will put, because more active you are, less the pain will be. Otherwise, you will get yourself in a mood where you're not moving, and the muscles will turn into spasm, and it just goes really horrible.
Yeah.
So being active and positive, eating right food, I think is the best. And also sharing your experiences, in a sense, pain, like talk it out, and you never know, they might give you answer for it.
Yeah.
So and lately I've gone more on the natural pathy than the commercial medicine, simply because the side effects are quite bad. Also, natural medicine actually, it takes longer. I think it will benefit better in the end, because the standard painkillers and everything, the side effects were just horrible for me.
Right.
So although I'm taking injections every week to control for the time being, slowly I'm hoping to get away from it.
Okay, there's a plan.
Yes, that's a plan.
I think a plan can really help us to feel more in control of the situation, can't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
But sticking to the plan is difficult.
Well,
it takes a lot. That takes a lot, yeah.
It really does. Oh, Shila, it's lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for giving up your time today. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Laura. Anytime.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks. You too. Thanks. Bye.